then I'll see what's going on there. Maybe that's better.
I think we can begin.
Are we? Let's wait a little bit to participate virtual audience, I think, isn't it?
Ali, during our conversation, we can call ourselves with our names, if it's possible. Halil, Christian,
yeah, if you don't mind, Christian. Yeah.
Certainly.
Very good. We are all colleagues.
Absolutely.
Actually, I'm a former tour operator. It's a new hotelier, I can say. Tour operator and travel agent. We have a boutique hotels chain in Istanbul. Small, 7-8 hotels. All right. So I think we are on line now. So we're having some participators. Yes, we have also some other guests. Welcome again, all virtual audience. That I would like to thanks to Uzak Rota to connect all of us on this stage and to talk about tourism these hard days, difficult days. And I have two powerful, strong figures in the hotel business. One from Germany, Christian Grage. Hello, Christian.
Thank you very much. Hi, Aliyah.
Yeah. Another figure is Kaan Kavalolu, most well-known person here and abroad as well. And he's been my friend maybe 20 years also. And he's leading the Limak Hotels chain. But at the same time, he is the vice president of Hotel Association in Turkey, and he's spending so much effort not only for commercially on his company, also for all sectors. And as far as I know, Dertur has a different hotel chain in different country, even in Turkey as well. So I'm here on behalf of Uzak Rota. And thank you very much once again, the Gökhan, that is a leading of Uzak Rota. It's been, I think, 10 years, maybe even more, and he is doing a lot of interesting things regarding the tourism industry. And those 2 months, even more than 2 months, we've been staying at home and trying to keep safety ourselves. And from time to time, we've been connecting virtually to different guests, and this is the second time. So I would like to start with Christian, and with my first question. Can you please tell us what factors do you think to affect more the consumers' buying behavior when it comes to traveling around the world after this time? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Aliyah. Now, obviously, we're talking about tourism, so one of the first motivating factors remains the holiday and the holiday experience. But I think the frame and the guidelines under what conditions people are considering holidays is changing. And you have seen this over the last few years onto health and safety. There are various events in global markets that have happened where you had to be cautious. But you also now realize that more matters on medical infrastructures are of importance. So I would say, in a nutshell, people and consumers are looking from property specifics nowadays to a lot more destination characteristics to be guided and be safe.
I see. Thank you very much. And I would like to ask the second question to Kaan, that we anticipate changing customers' habits in the hotel industry now. How do you feel about that, Kaan?
So first of all, I would like to thank to Uzak Rota also that today it's a very difficult day for all of us in tourism industry. So this type of conversations, especially from our great friend Christian, also joins us from Germany. So I would like to thank you to all for participation. But when we come to this disaster, a disease, let's say that first of all, it's a health disease. And when it will be covered up a little bit, then it will become a financial crisis. And then totally in our hands, we will find a tourism crisis, which will affect minimum 50 sectors also. But the behavior of the clients, will it really change? Yes, they are afraid of to make a vacation, or they are afraid of to make, instead of vacation, to travel. So first we have to define what we have. So this crisis, we have pandemic, okay. So post-pandemic, what we're gonna have in our hands, I think we will have much more safe hotels, much more hygiene hotels, but we have lots of certification programs, which is already applied. And now, as you know, our Tourism and Culture Ministry announced a very important memorandum, which is must for 14 rules. And also they announced already a certification program, which have more than 100 rules. So we will apply all to this to our hotels, and we are ready to make our own manifestos. But regarding to this, we have to make a marketing pollution to inform our clients as early as we can.
Kaan, actually, we figure out these days, like this certification program, we need the hygiene program and etc. Actually, you were doing this kind of things before.
Definitely.
The understanding of the people, I mean, the consumer part, that like it was not doing before, and they just started because of this disease. It's not like that, right?
Before that, our hotels becomes labs. We have lots of food engineers, we have hygiene staff, we have teams to prevent this kind of diseases. But definitely, we have so many certification already applied from international standardization offices. So we have HACCP, we have ISOs, we have lots of certification program. But as you know, there are lots of false information which is creating information pollution, let's say, false information pollution. So for this reason, I think this was the best that our Tourism of Culture Ministry announced this to-do list, which is must, and also the other certification program, which has to be done in near future to apply for the all hotels. But we have already get so many certification programs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We were doing a lot of certification programs, and now only because of social distancing, it starts some kind of things adding. I mean, I don't see nothing else over that, isn't it?
What is new, like Diversity Lever, Ecolab, and Eczacıbaşı, we begin to make new training programs due to this disease, and new training programs, especially for our staff. So this is new because normally we have hygiene and cleaning information trainings before, but right now we have to make because we have so many responsibilities. We have responsibilities for ourselves first, for our clients, and for our staff. So for this reason, we make new with those international companies. We have new training programs. According to that, as Limak Hotels, I have to mention, we have a manifesto which we have 300 rules. So from our point of view, we make something better than the certification program, and which has to be also certificated by some international and Turkish standardization institution in near future. I think it will be ended at the second week of June.
I see. Thank you very much. Christian, I would like to ask same question to you, because I know that you have a couple of brands in your group that are touristic, and more than 5 or 6 countries you are operating, like in Kalimera, LTI, and Play Hotels, all these brands. And how's going with these things in your hotels?
Yeah, you're right, Halil, and I can only agree.
It wasn't on the list on this question, but I think our audience are wondering how's going on this subject.
I like it, Halil, when you challenge our flexibility.
Thank you very much.
I fully underline what Kaan has said. Yes, we have close to 100 partnerships and hotels, even in management and ownership on our own. In Turkey alone, we are with 8 partners. And if you look at it from a holistic point of view and take Dare Touristic, we obviously have to look after the entire value chain because we are responsible for transportation, for flight, to reach the hotel, but also obviously do your journeys and do your sightseeing trips as much as the hotel stays itself. I think fundamental is that at this point in time, the challenges we have nothing to do with a certain brand or with a certain category. It's all about the very same requirement of health and safety and to look after the customers as much as the suppliers and partners alike as well and the employees. So I think it is the key that you do look at the discipline on the social distancing. I believe Han has said it very well already. The training is an absolute must be. You must actually have the employees engage in the understanding of what the consumers may ask for or want to as a respect. And that is truly important to make them feel comfortable. And of course, the changes in hygiene sequences and disinfection sequences. In the past, we have talked about hygiene and cleanliness. Today, the word of disinfection is much more important than some of these aspects. So this altogether, I think, forms and just adds on to what Han has already said. Personally, I believe that particularly hoteliers seem to be challenged again when it comes to costs and making sure that these matters are being fully lived. In some areas, when I see transportation and flights nowadays, they seem to have a certain lobby in the global market that allows them to cut the corner in some areas. But the bottom line is we are as hoteliers facing a tremendous responsibility to find a good balance between a hospitality-like experience as a holiday and the responsibility to be safe.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to continue with you with my other question about what will you say about between the hotel search and e-commerce and what we should expect in 2020, the third and fourth quarter and the beyond that, Christian?
Yeah. I love that question, Halil. And if I would have the glass bowl, I would definitely use it and get rich and famous. But
I think magic. You have to find the magic, or you should look at the mirror and tell me something, huh? Right.
I will definitely
on this condition.
Grayer was many times the question is being asked, but in principle, I can say the following: online business and e-commerce, in that sense, is going to continue to drive in importance. There's no question about it. Generations change, demands change. However, tour operation and the kind of packaging and tours the way we know them today, they will continue as far as I can see it today. So I wouldn't give you any more challenging answer except this one. In fact, there's a very interesting aspect to this. Having the latest development with COVID-19, you may in fact say tour operation has an added safety feel for consumers because there's a care package part of it. So maybe this
safety tourism we call it, yeah?
Sorry, come again?
Yeah, we call it safety tourism now, from now on. Safety tourism, safety travel.
I think there are values that have always been part of it, but they become stronger and stronger in saying tour operation and packaging business remains as important as online business.
I see. Kaan, I would like to ask you this question about the, let's say, what waiting us change in culture and mass tourism after this pandemic? For me, myself, actually, maybe because of my, let's say, I'm the tourism guy and my business defects that I don't think something different when I'm dreaming about the holidays and etc. I mean, I'm not thinking about how will I sit at the table or how will I lay at the beach. I'm thinking just to reach there, that's thinking about that, focusing about that. But in the other hand, billions of people are traveling. Of course, everybody has different habits and different experience. And these 3-4 months give us some, let's say, anxiety, for the people. So what we will say about that?
First, I have to add something for Christian's valuable opinion. we will add, we have a very famous three S's, sun, and sea. Now we will have additional fourth S, which
Fourth
is
one.
safety. So,
Bravo.
safety. We are going to make
Yeah.
safety also in front of everything. Believe me, when the doctors in Europe, West Europe, in US, in CIS countries, when they will write their new prescriptions, they have to write sun directly, D vitamin.
Yeah.
And luckily, in our lands, we have 300 days sunshine. This is very valuable. Our Ministry of Internal Affairs, he's a good friend of mine, and he mentioned something. We are sitting the most valuable lands of the world, he's saying. According to that, I'm now saying you that we are having chance to make tourism facilities in the most valuable lands. So to keep those lands from environment to the architectural sites, we have to make them all sustainable, and we have to show this with my new marketing tools to our consumers. So what is going to be changed in your future? First of all, now 1 year ago, if I mention you that social distancing, you can make jokes to me, değil mi? Yani now we have a word that social distancing. This social distancing is the most important part of our business right now. So we apply everything according to this. And in our life, I don't know, in Germany, do you have this scientific advisory board, which is from the Turkish health ministry? We have
created, yes,
advisory board. Now we do wake up with scientific advisory board. We go to bed with their new, I'm just searching for them. I'm just looking all of their rules, taking all of those prescriptions that they have. So I want to apply them to tourism. So this valuable committee is also showing us the new rules, what will be applied to tourism industry. Okay, we are waiting for that. But when we are going to open our hotels, we have to be ready for the post-pandemic. So including these manifestos, now the new criteria of the tourism industry will be applied in near future, because we will find it in our hands, Ali. So we have to take care of our staff and to our clients and ourselves.
Yeah.
But to make a tourism business, we need clients. So the client's behavior, I think, will affect all of our future behaviors.
Yeah, but this comes with the other question. So when will this will change the client's mind?
As you know, what we realized, the oldest population is in Italy. I think 25% of their population is older than 65 years old. And after that, in Europe, with 22%, Germany is coming. This in our country, in Turkey, is less than 10%. This our main markets, which are West Europe and CIS countries, including Russia. As you know, they are making still search online, book offline. So they do search, they do affect it from the digital marketing, but at the end, they are making their all reservations via travel agencies. In near future, this will not change very rapidly. But at the end, the I cannot mention, digital world, new digital world will affect our life, and the new system will come accordingly. What I mean that, for example, in my hotels, I receive 12% of my systems from direct selling systems, or all the reservations are coming in our hotels, 11 to 12%. But I have more than 300,000 return clients. Those are brand loyalty clients, which are coming in each time to Limak hotels. I think in their touristic, it's more than, because they are having more hotels than us. But think about that, with 8 hotels, I have more than 300,000 return clients. So first, I have to mention them. I have to inform them what I have after post-pandemic. So I'm sending them newsletters to inform them to affect their positive, to affect their new behavior of travel. So I informed them that Limak hotels are ready to host you.
Okay, Christian, based on Adara research, you know, Adara is they're doing different research, and especially for the hotel business as well. And the first destination in Germany, it was a 3 weeks ago search. It was Turkey. So based on that, I mean, and also your opinion and your research, do you think this year, especially for this year, how will be the market for to Turkey in Germany?
Yeah, I think first of all, Turkey is a wonderful destination. You have a beautiful country. You have fantastic opportunities for holidays to make, and we are now focusing on holidays at this point in time. However, Halil, the answer...
And you guys make money on that also, right?
Come again?
You guys make money on that, because I know that the value destination for the tour operators is Turkey in Germany. It was I saw this presentation of TUI.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm mentioning that.
Okay, I acknowledge it. Let me look at it. So again, it's a crystal ball. The decision of Germans to have a holiday, whether in Turkey or another destination, is still part of processes from the individual destinations and the quick adaptation. But I think Turkey has one of the best opportunities to return swiftly into business for holiday makers. This is certainly given. And it has always been talked about as being one of the first, maybe not one of the very, very first, but one in the earliest days to move on and already see this summertime customers and clients again. We should never forget, Halil, myself, I'm representing the hotels, I'm representing customers' opportunities, but it all depends on flights and seats that bring customers to the destination.
Of course.
So it would be good to have one of the airlines joining us and asking them, when are you going to fly? So this is where I think lots of knots are ending up at this point in time.
I see. And actually, you know, from time to time, we had a lot of crisis as a tourism in our country, and Spain had different crises, and the United States financial crisis and in 2008. But now one world and one crisis, right? And now we figure out how we're weak, how our business are very weak, and I think a lot of companies figure out that financially how they are not very strong, and you know, this kind of things. But in your company, I know you are cash-rich company, Der Touristik, and REWE Group, part of REWE Group, right? And but I see that tourism, this actually for Kaan as well, his company, a very huge company, and their you know, energy business and construction business. And he was telling me the story like a couple of years ago when the company going to some presentation, he was talking like 1 hour, and other sectors were talking 10 minutes. Now it's changed the position. I didn't forget. So, and Der Touristik is, I know, part of your group, and why they don't enlarge the tourism, and why as a being this rich company, I mean cash-rich company, why you are not more participating in tourism business?
Well, I think, you know, this is a question that needs to be addressed to someone who is much more representing the group than myself, sitting here and representing the hotel division.
I wonder your
as a very small operation of the spot.
Yeah.
I joined Der Touristik Group about 4.5 years ago, and I must tell you, I'm amazed with how much enthusiasm the group is expanding from a very national source market orientation towards a much international organization. whether you see this in East Europe with Exim as a key partner and the latest engagement of Fisher joining the organization into Der Touristik, as much as Scandinavia or Kuoni, UK and France and many other areas. I think the organization is doing as much as they can to actually expand and ensure that a great opportunity of pool coming towards destination, literally talking about what you are calling cash and income to destinations. There is a lot of work that is going on behind the scenes in these kind of aspects, which are very rarely seen and noted. But bottom line is, such an organization like Der Touristik and the Der Touristik Hotels and Resorts, we are very much developing destinations and supporting areas and destinations.
I see. Kaan, after I asked this question to Christian, there's another question comes in my mind. So, okay, we all talk about safe tourism, like, you know, this pandemic certification, etc. How you are planning to, let's say, excite your clients or attend your clients to choose your hotels? What are you planning different than before, except safety traveling, you know? Because market getting small, I'm sorry to interrupt you, the market is getting smaller now, at least for the coming 6 months, 5 months. So, and everybody trying to get more part of it, this piece of cake. So what are you planning? What is your plan for that?
You know, we have a religious holiday yet after tomorrow. So at the end of our religious holidays, we will announce our manifesto. We have 300 rules of our manifesto. We will distribute it to our tour operators, travel agencies, and we will mention it in our website. So what is from check-in to check-out, from gastronomical availabilities to mini club and children facilities, from beach to pool, from wellness center to spas, we are going to inform our clients. As I mentioned, we have very brand loyal clients, more than 300,000. During the year, for example, we have 1.5 million PAX nights. Yeah, and we have passenger nights, 1.5 million with 8 hotels. We open our new hotel in Turkish part of North Cyprus, and there we have a new investment in Macedonia. So we will inform our clients what we did in the past, and with this manifesto, what we will have in near future during this disease. But for example, in my life, I become very familiar with technology. For example, I was now aware of the Hikvision, Dahua, this type of infrared thermal cameras. I learned, and then now we are going to apply one in the entrance of the hotel, another one in the restaurant, and another one in the staff entrance. So we have new technological effects also in our life. So we will let them with the slides and with some small videos. Short videos. We are going to show what we are going to and how we are going to host them during this pandemic. But this will the hardcore part of it will end it in 3 months. So I think after 3 months, we have to show our goodwill, because we have to make a balance between pessimism and optimism. So we have to show our goodwill to our clients also. So I think we will begin with internal tourism type. We will have some Turkish clients, and we will open our hotels with our Turkish clients. And then I think the Mid-Europe and Balkans will open after that, and then Germany. But I would like to also inform Christian. I think it was the Christian Himmelfahrt. I think it was a religious day of like Father's Day, and some north part of Germany opened their hotels, for example. So I also have to follow up them, because what they are doing there also, I don't know how they change their new. Do they have changed their new rules, or they apply some of their conditions to this pandemic? So I will also follow up German hoteliers. What they have to in the I think in Hamburg and in Kiel, they opened the hotels. I heard it. So as you know, we have some France, Italy, Greece announced that they will open the hotels in the second week of June. We will follow up them. But I think as Turkey, we are doing our homework very well. And like our manifesto, all the chains and also Turkish tourism and culture ministry already announced a certification program of more than 130 rules. I think in near future, when this has passed rapidly, I think all normal conditions will apply again.
Okay, thank you. Christian, I would like to ask same question to you. And how are you planning to attract your clients? This is one. And continue with that. You are an experienced guy. You used to work in the worldwide hotel chain before. And do you think there will, because of this pandemic conditions, the hotel shape will be changed for the future?
Yeah, for the first part of your question, Halil, I think all you need to do is certainly provide comfort to the customers, comfort to what their priority and expectation is today. Khan has very clearly pointed out on the vital matters, and I think I will not go down that road one more time. But the question on the future is a very good one. I think it's probably one of the first times where I really believe that we will see certain changes, whether it is in operations or whether it is even in designs of hotels for the future. It will not wipe out certain areas, but it will certainly dominate an era or a couple of years. Potentially smaller hotels versus larger properties may have a development factor. You will be looking at the aspect of my space in hotels. I mean, Turkey has a lot of beautiful hotels and landscapes, most of the time with the hotels connected so well that provides already by itself, just in nature, a lot of comfort and safety to customers, which I think is a great, great plus in the operations. When you look at animation, I think Khan was also talking about spa and wellness earlier on. These things need to be a little bit rethought. I don't think anything will stop, but we will have to adapt our operations because people will have the expectations to these kind of things.
I see. And are you making special researching, analyzing data, how to touch them and, about, I mean, their decisions to affect to their decisions and etc.?
Yeah, I think it's all very early because today till now, no customer has been able to experience a holiday under COVID-19.
And no flight.
So, yeah. So I think you are absolutely right, Halil. We will have to keep a very close focus on the response of the customers as to whether we found the right balance between safety and health and experience of a holiday. If you imagine children in a kids club, it's a challenge on its own already. And now you have a COVID-19 potential threat with it. You need to really carefully think about how to operate under these circumstances. So we will have to be very close to our customers as we go along to understand, are we meeting the right requirements and expectations? Do we need to tighten them up? Or do we even need to loosen up because we are overdoing it? I think sometimes we as hoteliers may also be too comforting and too concerned and actually not even realizing anymore that we suffocate the customer already. So there's a challenge for this matter to find out, but give it a few days time and I'm sure we'll be on top of matters as we speak.
How about you, Khan? Any research data and, any figures you have in your hand regarding the choices?
We have now, in a short term, this normalization program has to be ended. But something is demoralizing me, and I think demoralizing also the clients who are aiming to make holidays. You are just opening the TV in each night, and you are having those diseases, numbers with figures and deaths. I think, and this is demoralizing me to figure the deaths and putting them into the system that also the audience will see it. I think the tourism industry will go its routine when those news are not will not be in the news again. So these type of news are affecting very negatively to the customer behavior, and also I think they don't want to talk about vacation, which is they are aiming to make vacation. But when during this process, as Limak Hotels, first we will inform our own clients, because right now we have lots of reservations which are not canceled yet, especially for July, August, September and October. So
yeah, this is also interesting figure. Yeah.
Yes, I have lots of clients, and most of them are brand loyal clients. So we are keeping our all information, like our manifesto, like what we are doing. For example, maybe you don't know it, but in each morning time, our animation teams still making yoga and fitness facilities from the beaches. To keep them in their mind, they have to keep, because they are watching TVs, see deaths, diseases, but what will be positive for them? So as Limak Hotels, we are trying to show our goodwill to them. In each morning, we are making yoga. Our animation team still making yoga. Sometimes we make special jokes which they like during their holidays. So we would like to keep them, let's say, fresh, because they didn't cancel their reservations yet. I have lots of reservations in my hotels for July and August especially.
Yeah. I'm afraid, someone will announce soon, and I hope, and I'm afraid at the same time, it will say that, okay, vaccine invention, it's happened. Now everybody relax, and all these things, what we are talking about it's what we will do. We will put to the garbage, or this experience will keep it and will continue with this lifestyle. What do you think, Christian? Oh, Kaan, I think you have an answer. I'm sorry. Okay, no problem.
But we cannot forget this, now, because before this pandemic, we have a life, tourism life, and after post-pandemic, we have another new life. So we will always keep it in our mind, because it can be COVID-19. After that, there may be happen COVID-20. So for this reason, we will always, now we have a new lifestyle. We have a new type of business. So I have to mention it. We cannot, okay, COVID has passed, all right, and then now we have a new life. No. We will keep it in our mind, and this will be a part of our business life again. Sorry.
How about you, Christian? What's your opinion about that?
Yeah, I share Kaan's enthusiasm on this matter.
He's an enthusiastic guy, actually.
He's a very passionate.
After COVID, we get together, and you will see that he will talk and we'll listen.
He's very passionate. I agree. I think our industry is learning, and this is what you have to do as an industry. You have to adapt. Things will change. Our world will always change, and that's one thing that's always for sure. Nothing stays the same. We need to adapt, comfort, and amend these matters. It's the question will be a little bit of what do we select as the key importance in the future? I think it will be strong that hospitality will unite in the way we address these matters. The worst that can be is when things go too rich in facet and everyone believes he or she is doing the right thing. We need to have a common voice as hospitality. Let it be on a European level, let it be on a global level. And you said it earlier, Halil, I have actually traveled and lived globally. And I always feel that hospitality does not have enough of a strong voice. You have some global players that seem to be dominating. But I must tell you, when I see our individual partners, also specifically in Turkey, they are leading the way in creativity, in addressing consumers' needs. There is a great game and play to do. So at the end of the day, we'll have to unite and tackle it and make sure we'll filter the right stuff out of it.
Thank you very much. These nice words about Turkey. I'm very proud of it. And our last tour, and I would like to give you, each of you 2 minutes, and to say our audience about your experience and your opinions. And I will start with Christian and then pass to you, Kaan.
Yeah, Halil, thank you very much, first of all, for the opportunity to be with you and Khan. I believe your passion and your initiative and enthusiasm to do such panelists and discussions and hopefully share a few spirits and inspire people will actually do what I just said. Will bring us towards together with one common goal in hospitality to be sure customers have a great experience, whilst at the same time they are comfortable, safe, and have a great joy. We have this responsibility. It will continue over the years and centuries as we move forward. And all we can do as we speak here today, we add a little bit of spice to the enjoyment of tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, Khan.
Addition to Christian's goodwill, and thank you very much for good words about Turkey. He's following up Turkey very well, I know it, and his mother company, Reve, and their touristic also having a great role. His president, Mr. Zoran Hartman, is also likes Turkey a lot, and he did his best always for Turkey during the disease times, especially. So I do appreciate your company's behavior during this disaster, Christian. Thank you. As you know, Halil, we have 2 million employees in tourism industry in Turkey. So when you multiply them with more or less with 8 million people and with their families, we are sourcing them food, let's say. But including that, we have more than 50 sectors which are direct, indirect, affected from tourism industry. I think this disease, this crisis, will not make any advantage for tourism industry. Okay, I know it. And this is at the end a tourism industry crisis. But as Turkey and as Antalya and as resort area, I think we will have an advantage after the crisis, and our people will also aware that tourism industry is very important for all around the world and especially to Turkey. I think the advantage that we will have after this crisis is that the importance of tourism is, I think, flash after the crisis.
Okay, thank you very much. Beginning of the program, I told that I have two strong figures in travel industry, and you're saying your talks and your opinions, it shows us once again that it's improving this position. I would like to thank each of you for keeping this time and sharing your opinions and experience to our audience. And I would like to thank once again to Uzak Rota and Gökhan Erdoğan. He created this program, and I hope to see with another program with another guest. But continue, stay safe. At this time, stay home and plan safe travel to everybody. I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.